what will James Webb be able to tell us about black holes?
Well, I know the thing we started out asking was, when did they form? Because the big puzzle is almost every galaxy has a big fat black hole in the middle. Our Milky Way does. We got a picture of one in M87 just not long ago with the millimeter wave observations. So they all have them. So how did that happen? We do not have a good story about how they could get there, and especially how they could get so big so quickly. So our hope is that we'll be able to see the first ones growing way back in the early universe. And they'll be able to say, either this came from the Big Bang itself, or they came from some new story that we haven't figured out yet, or they came by, anyway, there's a handful of different ways they could happen, but we don't know which ones are right. So that's the number one thing. Then closer up, you want to know, what are they doing to the galaxy that they're in? So we already have observations that show the molecules orbiting around the black hole in that picture we showed you before. So we're beginning to learn what are they doing to the galaxy, as well as how did they grow.
Now, Wendy, this isn't direct to your work, but are there ways of using black holes to make estimates of distances, maybe quasars?
People have talked about that. I think the difficulty with measuring distances, there are so many factors that can affect your measurements, astrophysical reasons why you could have large amounts of scatter. So I think there may be a way of using these in the very distant universe, but not for the kind of precision measurements that we're talking about now that would tell you something about whether there's missing physics in our standard model. But I wouldn't be surprised if with more data, people will come up with a technique that will let you measure distances over very long range in the universe, but just not to the accuracy that we're talking about tonight.
No, but how excited would you be just as a generalist to get more information about the black holes?
To get what from black?
To get more information about the black holes. I mean, just as a generalist.
I think what's so exciting and what we're seeing is we're going to learn something about pretty much every aspect of astronomy. So yeah, I think there's surprises in store for us, and those are going to be some of the most interesting observations, right? I think all of us know the kinds of things that Webb will do because we've been waiting for years to do them, but it's the serendipitous things that we can't even imagine now that I think are going to be probably the most
incredibly exciting.